Hey team, it's day 65. I hope you're doing awesome. Wanting to walk through the daily results of day 65 with 25 days left. But first I want to walk through, should I take a pre-workout supplement before I work out? And the reason that I put that in there today is because I only got 5 hours of sleep last night. Long story short, had a big presentation for my team I had to do today early this morning. And you know what? Just kept me up late. I just wanted to make sure it was good. Had a lot of messages I wanted to deliver and get some feedback from them. So definitely just kept me up a little later. But 216.8, still working down. 1633 calories, 118 ounces of water. Told you about the 5 hours of sleep already, which is not good for me because that stagnates my weight loss. At least that's the one thing, the eating carbs 2 hours before I go to bed, which shouldn't matter. In all the literature I looked at, doesn't really matter as long as you stay under your total intake and you're hitting your macros, but that's getting really specific with a diet, which I didn't focus on here. But every time I'm getting that less than 7 hours of sleep, which we know calories, water, and sleep are part of the trifecta, I tend to stagnate a little bit or not come down as much on my sleep. So that's one place that I have done okay, but over the average of this 90 days, definitely did not average the 7 hours. 65 minutes of workout and 203 grams of protein. So I was tired today and I took a pre-workout before I went to work out and I'm like, it was okay. It jazzed me up a little bit, but first of all, what is a pre-workout? And should we be taking it? So when you think about a pre-workout is simply, I would say a caffeinated, E-I-N-A-T-E-D, maybe, is that how you spell it? Caffeinated supplement it's either pre-made or you mix it with your favorite drink with liquid. So that's what it is. Now, what is it supposed to do? So it is, now not all of them are caffeinated. I guess I should say there are some that claim to have nitric oxide effect or what they call is like increasing your blood flow. And those are usually just really heavily niacin based, so you get kind of a flushing, tingly feeling with it, which is okay as well. But the ones that truly are decent and work have some sort of stimulant in them to help get your energy rolling. So what does it do? I would just say it kind of hypes you up a little bit. You up, vasodilates, dilates, I don't know if I spelled that right either. Vasodilates, hypes you up, vasodilates, and which means basically improves blood flow. And workout capacity. That sounds great, right? Like, hey, you know what? If I take this pre-workout, it's a caffeinated supplement, so caffeine gives you energy, or it's got some niacin or some sort of vasodilators in it. It hypes you up, improves blood flow, and it's really supposed to help you with your overall workout. And it's true. It's true for some of the pre-workouts. I honestly, if you want to say I recommend them or not, I say it depends. And what does it depend on? So they're truly only effective if you have a decent diet consisting of whole foods, the reason being is if you just eat crap all the time, your tiredness could be coming in from just gut health. And if you don't have good gut health, you're not going to have good absorption of your key micronutrients, which leads to energy levels. So if you really think about it, if you don't have a diet and you're not eating a ton of or a decent amount of whole foods, your pre-workouts, it's like change your diet first, dude. Or dudette, whatever you want to say. Like ensure that you're getting on point a little bit with your nutrition overall to help fuel the workout that you're doing. I don't care if it's high intensity interval training, if it's lifting weights, if it's running, any kind of higher level of activity, you'll be rolling. I know some people that take pre-workouts just to wake themselves up in the morning to do their morning walk. I would say if you're doing that instead of coffee or over-caffeinating yourself, yeah, go ahead. Right away in the morning is the only place I would say, as long as you still have that decent diet with mostly whole foods. Secondly would be, as long as you're not over-caffeinated. So if you're over-caffeinated, the pre-workout might be more bad than good. And what do I mean by that? So if you're over-caffeinated, or if you have tons of caffeinated drinks, like you have your coffees, 2, 3, 4 a day, maybe like me, I used to self-medicate some ADHD a little bit there, just to lock in. But too much caffeine, and especially in the pre-workouts they come, you could get dizzy, you could get nausea. It could also make you jittery, and then cause insomnia. So, or that is lack of sleep. And we kind of know that if you don't get enough sleep, it doesn't do anything for your overall health anyway, because lack of sleep, we know, leads to increased cortisol levels, increased different hormones. You don't get your HGH, weight gain, insulin resistance, all bad stuff comes with it. So if you're over-caffeinated, that pre-workout might be more bad than good, and you might just find out that you're coming off of your caffeine high. Caffeine's half-life's about 6 hours. So let's say you had a ton of caffeine in the afternoon and you're an evening workout person, kind of like I am. You could be coming down off your caffeine high and trying to pick yourself back up, which could in a sense over-caffeinate you, or as you're coming down, you got too much caffeine, dizzy, nausea, jittery, insomnia, lack of sleep, all that kind of bad stuff comes with over-caffeination, okay? So, and the last thing I would say about these pre-workouts are, are you healthy enough to take them? So we talked about the gut health. We talked about having mostly whole foods. We talked about what they do for you. We talked about if you're actually over-caffeinated, but are you healthy enough? So many times we especially as maybe if we get further away from when we were doing a ton of cardiovascular stuff, or we haven't worked out much at all, it's like, do you want to be putting super big amounts of caffeine in your body, or stuff that basically stimulates you to go work out? So I would say consult your doctor first. And if you don't want to do that, check the darn label. Check the label to make sure that you don't have large amounts of caffeine excuse me, in these pre-workouts, because it's really going to probably do more harm than good for you. Maybe hype you up too much to where it kind of freaks you out a little bit. You don't want to have dependency on it. All sorts of things for the pre-workout. So do I take pre-workout shakes, or have I taken them? Absolutely, yes, I did today. I was tired. But for the most part, even getting a decent amount, if you're going to go do a heavy workout or a hard workout or a strenuous workout, getting a half a cup of oats, 30 to 45 minutes before you do your workout, you would be surprised at the amount of energy that gives you, and that, some of the studies that show around the lean muscle mass it'll help you produce, and it'll give you great results. But just remember, the biggest thing is, before you start doing any of these pre-workouts, or if you're looking to explore because you're super tired before you go work out and you don't feel like going to work out, there could be bigger problems that you might want to explore first. First of all, are you eating crap? Are you eating calorie-dense foods instead of nutrient-dense foods for the majority of your foods? If you are, you're not going to have, your gut health is going to be bad. You're not going to have decent absorption. You're probably not going to have the type of nutrients that your body needs just to sustain those workouts. So no wonder you're tired. Your body's not getting any absorption of any of the good stuff. Secondly is, are you already taking a lot of caffeine, and maybe you're just coming off highs because you're constantly not getting enough sleep? Well, more caffeine is not going to help. You're actually probably burning yourself out, because sleep at that point in time is more beneficial to your body as far as what we've talked about tons of times in past lessons is your hormones and just getting those on track and ensuring that when you get that 7 to 8 hours, you know, what was it, 90 minutes before or after? I mean, there is some severe health problems that you can get with chronic sleep deprivation. So don't continue to put a Band-Aid on that problem that you're just not sleeping. And then the last thing is are you healthy enough? So do a double check and check the label. Do you really want to be putting some of this stuff? Because a lot of those pre-workouts have warnings on them. Make sure that if you do have some comorbidities like high blood pressure, lipids, if you have any sort of heart issues, ejection fracture, anything like that as it relates to the heart, cardiovascular, just consult your doctor or at least look it up. Do some research on that. Don't just start pumping things into your body because you're tired or you heard that your buddy's ripped and looks like, you know, and he takes this pre-workout. It's not going to get you there. That's just a lot of hard work and diet. So I hope this helps. I just really thought man, I haven't talked a ton about the pre-workout supplements, but you see them all over the place, especially just with the multi-billion-dollar industry the supplement industry is. And I'm not saying that they're completely bad. There is uses for them, but don't become dependent or reliant on them. Ensure that you have all these things we talked about down to a T before you start thinking, man, I got to push myself past this plateau with working out, so I'm going to need this pre-workout that I saw advertised because it's going to help me do all these things. We've just proven with the 60 days and what you have to do just to get healthy, sustained weight loss over time and get healthy habits. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of work. Ensure that you have put that in before you go reaching for one of these, okay? Just do your research. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Let me know. I'll make sure that I can answer those to the best of my ability or find more research on them if you have a specific one in case you want to do it. I'm not going to put any links to pre-workouts in my videos because I'm just not going to mess with that. That's something that you need to go do on your own. Follow what I said here. Be honest with asking yourself those questions before you get them. But I can tell you right now, if you get adequate sleep, adequate whole food nutrition, and a decent amount of carbohydrates 30 minutes to 45 minutes before you go work out, you're going to feel great. And make sure you get in some post-meal protein. If you really want to get advanced. But based on what we're doing here, calories, water, sleep, if you have those on point and you're eating more whole foods, you're going to find you have energy to do your workouts, okay? And you're going to find that you probably drink some caffeinated drinks during the day that should take care of that extra energy that you look for. And if you find that you're crashing before you go to work out, take a look at your schedule, take a look at your diet, take a look at your sleep habits. You look at those kind of things, take a look at how much caffeine you're drinking today. You look at all those things, you'll probably be able to pinpoint the problem. So again, I want to thank you for all your support. I appreciate those of you that are going through this with me and following. Keep going, push hard, 25 days left. I know you can get there and do it. For everybody else, thanks a lot for following. Thanks a lot for asking questions and commenting. And as always, I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow. So thanks again.